And the Sixers in Philadelphia. And then Thursday on ESPN, Game 6 in this series, Miami and Indiana.
Well, you know, the Pacers are enjoying being on national TV. Danny Granger was being interviewed yesterday, and he said part of the reason for all the chippiness in this series is that they feel like they don't get any respect. And Granger said, you know, we had the 5th best record in the NBA this year, and yet we were only on national TV once all season. I felt like it was a shot at you because, you know, everybody knows you kind of control the TNT schedule.
Of course. And I take it as a shot.
Well,
but if he wants to use motivational tools, throwing in the television package, it's fine. It's okay.
I think maybe you two should get together and have a chat after the game.
Yeah, I'll rearrange the schedule for next season. We'll get right to that, Steve. 15-point lead here for Miami with 3.5 left in the third.
Just try to stay composed, guys. Just try to hang in there. Just try to hang in there, one stop at a time. Try to get a bucket.
Well, that's the right approach if you're Frank Vogel. I mean, it's a 15-point game. If you defend, if you can get 4 or 5 stops in a row, then you can get back into this game. But there's no question the team has been discouraged the second half, especially when Granger went out. Miami has all the momentum. The Pacers just have to hang in there, defend, and try to climb back in.
Here's Norris Cole has just checked in. Eric Spoelstra making some moves as LeBron is able to follow up. Mike Miller returns. 17-point advantage for Miami as they break it open. This all started late in the first half after Indiana had come within 2. Bad pass, but it's handled by George. Shot clock to 3. West on a step back. Miller reaching for the rebound, lost his shoe.
And he's going to toss it to the side and play the possession in his sock. This can't end well, Marv.
Here is Battier. And now Miller with the one shoe has to race back.
Shoeless Mike.
Trying to cover Barbosa, which is tough under normal conditions.
Right. Barbosa calling to Hill saying, I got a guy with one shoe. Throw me the ball.
Barbosa not able to hit on a 3. Have you ever lost a shoe while broadcasting?
I have not, but I'll tell you one thing. As Eric Spoelstra calls a timeout, if I were Mike Miller, I would have just put it on and let the team play 4-on-5 offensively.
Mike goes and picks it up. That was a sympathy timeout called by Eric Spoelstra, so Mike Miller could pick up the shoe.
But look, he just tosses it aside and plays 4 possessions. How about just putting it on? Let LeBron go one-on-one and get ready to play some defense with 2 shoes.
Welcome back to Miami. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, Cheryl Miller with 2 minutes, 3 seconds to play here in the third. The Heat with a 17-point lead. It was 40-38 late in the first half, and since then, Indiana 21 shots.
Well, it gives Miami credit for its stifling defense. Meanwhile, Collison comes up with a steal.
He slowed down looking for the foul. Instead, James came up with the block. Nice pass. Cole. Basket won't count. A foul committed on that shot attempt by Cole. So we see LeBron with the chase down. And we're told Danny Granger had x-rays on that sprained left ankle. The x-rays negative. That has to be disheartening for his Pacer teammates.
No question. I mean, he's their leader. You know, this is a very young team. Granger's been around. I think he's the longest tenured Pacer. And for a young club, their leader goes down on the road, game 5. That's tough to bounce back from.
7th season for Danny Granger out of New Mexico. As you look at Larry Bird, who's not enjoying this one.
No. But Miami's defense can do this to a team. Well, they can just suck the life out of you. You see the improvement from this Pacers group, steadily improved. Good to see this club back. You know, they were good for a long time, then the brawl happened, and they were down in the dumps for the last 5-6 years. But nice to see basketball back in Indianapolis.
Well, with a straightaway three, they cannot buy a shot. Pacers have advanced to the second round for the first time since 2005. Barbosa with the handoff instead of taking all the way.
Well, he could have passed it earlier, and George would have had a layup. But Barbosa drove all the way to the other side of the hoop, and now a bad perimeter shot. So Indiana just all out of whack.
But an Indiana team that went 42-24 in the regular season, third in the East, strong finish. In that final month, they won 12 of their last 15. They knock off Orlando in 5 in the first round. Oh, LeBron with a bank. We've seen the entire repertoire from the combination of James and Wade. 26 for LeBron James, 11 of 18 from the field. Dwayne Wade 7 of 14 for 18 points. Collison finally knocks one down for the Pacers.
Well, this was kind of a carbon copy of what happened in the second half of Game 4. When you let James and Wade break loose and they can play free and easy and have fun out here, they're unstoppable. You've got to keep them in the half court and make them uncomfortable, where they have been anything but here tonight.
James challenging West at a hard foul offered up by David West. On the subject of hard fouls, we're told that the NBA will take a look at that flagrant one from Udonis Haslem on Tyler Hansbrough. You see West committing a foul on James with 9.6 to go here in this third quarter. And there could be fine, suspension.
Yeah.
Any combination thereof. They could up it to a flagrant 2.
I think that part's automatic. They'll up it to a flagrant 2. But the more I think about it, the more replays I've seen, I would be shocked if Haslem is playing in Game 6 in Indianapolis. When you think about World Peace getting suspended 7 games for the elbow to the head, this was arguably just as dangerous. I know, Haslem doesn't have the prior history that World Peace does, but I'm guessing he's suspended for the next game.
Collison rejected by Anthony. Barbosa with 1/10 of a second remaining in the quarter. That's a two-pointer, had a foot on the line. So James and Wade with 27 of Miami's last 35 points. After 3 quarters, they're in South Florida. The Heat Collison played by Cole. George, it counts, and the foul. Paul George with the bucket, and he'll go to the line. The foul committed by Joel Anthony.
Oh, nice play there from Indiana. Probably too little, too late, but on the rotation, George frees himself up. Nice pass from Hansbrough, but for the most part, Marv, it's been a clinic defensively from Miami. I think that's what makes this team so scary. It's not just Wade and James offensively and their potential. It's the defense. And I think any team this deep in the playoffs has to have the ability to make 4 or 5 stops in a row at crucial times during the game. We've seen it with the Spurs. We've seen it with Oklahoma City. That's why these teams are here.
Wade going right at George on the post-up move. Wade has been unstoppable. 9 of 16, 23 points. Oh, a hard foul as George took the hit from Chalmers. We have seen a number of, let's say, playoff-style fouls here tonight.
Yeah, here's another one. Chalmers coming over from the weak side. Kind of clotheslines George. You know what happens in these playoffs, Marv? The first game, you know, you slap 5 with the opponent and say, hey, good to see you again. Second game, you start to get a little annoyed. By game 4, you can't stand each other.
Well, that's the kind of series this has been. There have been moments, particularly between LeBron James and Danny Granger. It's all kinds of high elbows being tossed. And
it just gets old playing the same guy over and over again. And, you know, the pressure mounts and the scrutiny from the media and the fans has you on edge. We saw it with Wade earlier in the series. You know, there's so much pressure and stress. And then you see these guys over and over again, same plays over and over again, same matchups, and it just wears on you.
Wade looking for Cole on that pass. We're early fourth. The Heat with an 83-61 lead. As they are looking to go up 3 games to 2 in this best of 7 game 6 in Indiana on Thursday night. George knocks down a 3. 11 points for Paul George. Timeout is taken by the Heat. 8 minutes 50 seconds to play in the fourth. You are watching the NBA playoffs on TNT.
Been more tested with its first 2 opponents, going against Dallas and the Lakers, but the Spurs, as hot as anybody, has been at this stage of the playoffs in a long time. What are they doing? 17 in a row, 18 in a row?
18 in a row, 29-31.
The deepest team in the NBA, best shooting team, best passing team.
Hansbrough able to knock it down, and the big 3 has played so well. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, they are very deep. And then you look at Oklahoma City with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook and